Hi. Uh, I was invited here to give an inspirational presentation. And I'm used to giving sales pitches. And for me to come out and give an inspirational presentation is very tough for me. So this is not my comfort level here. But how many of you here are entrepreneurs? Okay. How many of you have actually launched? Excellent. And how many of you are falafel profitable? If you know what that is. It means you're making enough money to pay for your falafel sandwich. Excellent. Okay. So my talk is going to be I'm going to give you some pointers from my experience. It's nothing magical. It's not set in stone, but you can take some ideas from it. I've done this a couple of times. I've succeeded. Sometimes I've succeeded well. Sometimes I failed miserably. And I learned quite a bit from my failures more than I learned from my successes. So I made a short list here that I wanted to share with you. So first thing, you need to figure out if you want to be in the enterprise side, you want to sell to enterprises. There is still a lot of money to be made in the enterprise business. So you need to figure out if you want to be a B2B or a B2C. Some people can do both. B2B is harder to sell to, but there's quite a bit of money to be made in the B2B space. Second thing, if you haven't figured it out yet, you have to go mobile day one. So even if your first product you want to launch, make sure you launch it mobile. The web is becoming less and less relevant. The other thing you need to figure out is the size of the fish tank you're swimming in. How big of a fish tank you're swimming in and who you're swimming with. Okay, that's very important to learn early on in the game. You want to use the cloud. Make sure you're using the cloud from day one as well. You have untapped resources, untapped computing power that you can use, and it's very inexpensive. And make sure you use open source. A lot of you, I don't know, do you guys use a lot of open source software? Yes? More of you should use open source. It really helps you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you want to start something. You want to learn what other players are using, their technical stack. A lot of companies, they talk about what kind of what technology they're using, the difficulties they're having in scaling. You need to learn from them. Don't reinvent the wheel. If other people are successful, they're doing what you're doing, they're in the same space or in a similar space, and you can learn from them, by all means do. Your application should be tied to a server. Don't go out develop mobile applications that are not tied to a server. This is the Cinderella story. It's a few and far between. So make sure whatever application you have has stickiness with a server backend. Okay? You need to tap into the social graph, the location, etc., whatever data you can get from your customers. You need to get metrics on your application early on. Learn about big data. Big data is important, and this is upcoming. The future is all about big data. Are you guys using big data out there? Anybody using big data? You definitely need to learn about big data. That's the future. Outsource. Whenever you can, make sure you outsource. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and start everything from scratch. Your CRM, your support, there are a lot of functions in your company that you can outsource very easily. You want to blog, you want to tweet, you want to present, you want to talk, and you want to try to get written about. Because if you go out there and you say, hi, I'm Zakka from Ubanquity, if people have not heard about you before, they haven't read about you, they haven't seen anything about you, it's a tougher sale to make. Release early and release often. Don't go for, I want to build a product that has, 1,000 features. If you can start with a minimal viable product with 4 or 5 features and you can launch that, and then on another iteration you can add more features and you can go back to your product and add more features, but make sure you release early. Once you've mastered all of these tips, getting funding for your company, it will be a lot easier. Thank you.